Welcome to the Riot Podcast.
Yay!
If you haven't heard, there's a new Obadiah Plays. Do you know what's funny is that was not, I did an Obadiah Plays with Just Cause 4, and you can find that on our Facebook page. You can find it in our YouTube channel. And
so it's under RadioU Riot.
Mm-hmm, I was like, man, it was one of our least watched streams.
Yeah.
And last night it occurred to me why it was one of our least watched streams. Do you know what time I streamed yesterday?
Was it during something else?
2 p.m. Eastern, and I did it from like 2 to 3:30. Do you know what happened yesterday at 2 p.m.?
Was it?
The Urban Meyer press conference.
Way to go!
I mean...
That's so funny.
It was...
You're like, dang it.
Like, what a poor choice of time
well, it makes
to
sense,
do that. Because a lot of Buckeye Nation is where a lot of my stream watchers come from. And they were
busy.
Watching that. Yeah. I didn't even think about it until last night. I was like, man, that was stupid.
Well, you can always still watch now and build those numbers up.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, it's at RadioU Riot on YouTube. Follow us there. We've got some fun videos for you. And we always put our artist interviews there, too. And then RadioU Riot on Facebook works the same way there.
We didn't mention it, but coming up on the show this Friday, we're going to talk to Lennox.
Yeah, they got a new song, so we'll catch up with them and see what they have going on for Christmas.
In today's podcast, we talk about Nicki Minaj. What's she doing? Something.
The other Nicki?
Yeah. Tom Cruise, Hulu, it's got some really bad ideas. We do talk about Urban Meyer, the 4K thing, Little Caesars lasagna pizza. Come on. Come on.
It's a good time. Anytime's a good time to talk about pizza.
I don't want to have pizza.
I know you do. Can you imagine the wing buffet that we're thinking of going to today for lunch? Mm-hmm. If that had pizza, like good quality pizza.
Like really good pizza.
If there was a wing pizza buffet.
It's the all buffet. It has everything.
And even Chinese food on the side.
Daggone it. You can't, they can't
That's
do
Vegas.
that because you can't handle it.
That's only in Vegas.
You can't handle that.
I know.
You go in there, you'd have to start at 9 a.m. and that's like a job. You're there till 9 p.m. You're putting in overtime.
You're putting in your hours.
Overtime to make that worthwhile.
But it sounds good because it'd be nice just to have a little
bite of everything.
Little bite of everything that you want, you know?
Little bite of everything. Couple little chunks of General Tso's chicken, really good slice of deep dish pepperoni pizza.
And I know you sometimes go to buffets and they do have here's the weird, like the wing buffet. They sometimes here's tacos or something very odd that doesn't really mix. It's just not good.
No, it's not.
They just put whatever ingredients they can get in the back. So,
but I gotta say they have those, and they're just coming out of a frozen bag. But it's like a deep fried cornbread thing.
The corn nuggets.
The corn nuggets.
That'll do. We'll do those.
Man.
Okay. Well, let's just finish this so we
Get
can go
focused.
to lunch.
Get focused.
Okay. Let's wrap this up and let them enjoy the podcast today.
So you guys podcast. I'm gonna eat this microphone. It's the Riot.
Dear Radio U, when I was a kid, my parents sent our dog to live on a farm in the country where he could run and play all day. I could ask them for the address if you need somewhere to send the Riot. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Now, by spending some time with Radio U or maybe just listening to the Riot at some point, you wouldn't think that we have a Nicki Minaj problem. You'd be like, they don't even play Nicki Minaj. I don't even know why they're talking about Nicki Minaj.
I think it bots us because my name is Nicki and thinks we play Nicki Minaj when we don't. But can we tell you how much we hate this thing?
Here's what we've got. We've got Radio U. You can text us anytime. 877-2-RADIO-U. And most of the time, we'll text you back. I mean, when you text 400 times a day, you got to know.
Well, you might not. But everybody else, you get a text back. But the problem is some artists have turned that into, with their fandom, an opportunity to, what was it with a phone? What was that used to be called?
What, like a
dialer?
Ghost dialer, demon dialer?
Where it would constantly call back numbers and just, do a message or something like this. But with our text messages, I swear, Nicki Minaj, for a new song that she has, there's bots that text us constantly over and over and over again requesting the song. And it is legitimately just a bot service that they're using, and it drives us crazy.
Okay, I just refreshed the text software.
It's crazy.
There's got to be 100 in there.
It's crazy, just from the last moment. So we have to constantly spend the entire day deleting these things.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's driving me bonkers.
I mean, I get... Okay, no, this is way over
Next
the top.
level, I know.
Yeah, holy crap. crap.
And it's not people, it's bots.
No, it's a bot.
It's a bot doing it.
Oh, my gosh.
From various numbers. So you block a number and it doesn't matter. It just comes from another number.
Yeah, it just keeps coming. Though I do see that some of them, were coming from multiple numbers. But like, wow. You know, they're working technically. I don't even know if this is technically illegal yet. I know that it's like it is, but it isn't. But they were working on it. No, I know what it was. It was the Senate was calling for the FCC like, hey, guys, why don't you do something about this?
Well, let's go to D.C. because it's driving me crazy.
It is insane. You guys can't even fathom. Normally, I open up this program and it's loaded with your names.
And it's you guys.
And
we
now
like
it
that
just
so
says
much.
Unnamed. And like there are hundreds. Maybe not hundreds,
right,
but certainly 50.
Let's just block and delete, okay? Let's just keep going.
Let's just, we'll make that our job today. Stay focused and block the bot.
And if you, oh my gosh, it's block the bot Wednesday.
Block the bot Wednesday.
But you are more than welcome to call or text 8772-RADIO.
Send us a real text.
We will see that it's you and you make a song request and that'll go better.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better. And just to be clear, if you request Nicki Minaj, joking or not, you're getting blocked.
You will get blocked. You'll just be in with everybody else.
I'm just block you right now. Don't you worry.
Don't want to talk to the Riot? We completely understand. Text instead. 877-2-RADIO-U.
So, Nikki, how do you feel about you and me and cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy? I don't want to freeze forever until what? They bring you back when they figure out how to? Or?
That's cryonics.
Oh, so just the cold therapy?
Yeah, this would be where you would strip down to, not everything.
And then you go in the chamber?
You go into the chamber.
It's supposed to be super cold, but it's supposed to feel really nice on your muscles.
They say that, what is it? You go into negative 120 degrees Celsius. You enter the pre-chamber, then you go into the chamber.
Oh, that seems like a lot.
Your nose, let's see. This is one girl who did it. She says, for a period, it's 3 minutes. It's cold but not unbearable. I have goosebumps and my skin is burning slightly, but it doesn't feel worse than a quick dip in the icy waters at Clifton. That must be where she lives.
That must be something specific to that area.
As I exit the chamber, I feel refreshed, similar to feeling I have after a quick dip in the ocean, which I know what. I get that. My exposed skin is red, but nothing out of the ordinary. My nose is freezing. I'm united with a fluffy, warm gown, and my body temp is measured 19 degrees Celsius. Prior to the treatment, I measured 32.7 degrees. This rapid, controlled drop in body temperature is meant to improve circulation, fight inflammation, speed up metabolism, and improve the appearance of skin.
Let's go.
All right. Well, Nick just sent me a Groupon for one in our area.
If it's on a Groupon, I don't know.
No, this feels exactly like Groupon.
No, this
is like a teeth whitening
LASIK and plastic surgery and things like that.
Exactly. Like the only way they're going to get you in is if they can Groupon you and some friends to be like, here's a fun picture of these people cryotherapy. Let's cryotherapy and we can Instagram.
For your next party.
That's exactly what it is.
We could do a Riot Skips work.
I don't want you guys to see me.
They don't see anything.
They see enough.
They see your shoulders.
You know what? The thing is, like, I wear clothes because I'm a little ashamed. I'm not a lot ashamed. I'm not like the kind of ashamed that needs therapy to be able to leave the house. That kind of stuff. It's not that.
Therapy?
But, like, I'm the kind of ashamed that, like, when I go to the pool, I'm like, don't look over here.
Just leave your shirt on.
Just leave me alone. Maybe we won't pool.
Maybe you can leave your shirt on for this.
Yeah, no, I think that defeats the purpose.
I think it does.
We want to get as much exposed skin as possible.
Well,
which is something I've never said about the Riot, and I don't plan on saying it again.
I think it's a no.
Okay,
$35 an hour.
Lower
than that?
Nikki.
Oh, wow. No one's using the chamber.
$35 is their normal price. At Groupon, what sort of a discount could you expect? If
so
35
you get 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's like 3 minutes, but like it's one total session.
Yeah. Of 3 minutes?
Well, it's a whole build-up. You got your pre-session, you got your session, you got your post-session.
You got the fluffy towel.
You got the fluffy warm towel that other people have had.
So it's not. Okay, I thought it'd be like $100 or something dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Is it $20?
$21.
$21 for the session.
Or I could get you. Wait, that's not a okay. It's $21 for one session, and $67 for 3. You guys know that the math's not good, right?
It's Groupon. It's not meant to be.
You guys know the math's bad.
All right, well, just file it away.
All right, okay. This is a maybe.
It's a possibly.
So we'll see. You know, Nikki, Christmas is coming up.
I'd probably be more into it than you would.
What?
I like things like that sometimes. Alternate fun therapy things.
Yeah. Alternate fun ways for them to take your money. And afterwards you're like, yes, I feel great.
It's great.
Hey, have you been cupping?
Yeah, I do cupping and
You're back at it?
I do acupuncture. Those are my two favorite things. So this could be something else.
You know what? I don't want to hear anybody giving me crap about video games. Nikki's paying somebody to stick a cup to her back, all right? So, like,
it's not
come
a
on.
drinking cup.
I didn't say it was.
Ever grab milk right out of the fridge to pour in your cereal, only to realize that your stupid roommate left an empty carton in the fridge? That emptiness is nothing compared to how you're about to feel. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Do you follow Tom Cruise on Twitter? Me either. I don't follow Tom Cruise on Twitter.
Well, he doesn't seem like the guy who's actually doing Twitter.
Yeah, no.
That's Tom Cruise's people.
He has like an organization, a group of people that maybe mind him and watch his every move. And they're the ones that are undoubtedly running his
Twitter.
Yeah.
Probably.
But I saw somebody else retweet something that he tweeted, and I was like, what is this? Dude, it is hilarious. It's hilarious, but you're not going to laugh.
No, it's not like that.
It's a 90-second video from Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie. Christopher McQuarrie is the guy who directed Mission Impossible Fallout and the last one, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation.
Hey, by the way, we love Mission Impossible Fallout so much that we both bought it and have yet to watch it.
Oh.
But we really like the movie, so I don't know why.
Oh.
Why haven't we gotten to that yet?
Why haven't we watched it?
I don't understand.
What is
the
our
deal?
major malfunction?
Don't know.
I don't know either. That's so stupid. We paid extra to have it early. I was like, we still going to watch it.
We are.
Later.
And now it's just in there. And I watched the Christmas Prince 2 Netflix thing before I rewatched Mission Impossible Fallout.
I mean,
I don't know what's wrong.
I'd like to point a finger, but I watched the Christmas Chronicles and all of Mystery Science Theater before.
Same boat.
I watched.
But
Mission
it's from
Impossible
the
Fallout.
guy who did that movie with him.
Yeah, so they basically just are explaining settings on your TV. And so the whole idea is, I love this. They actually do a really good job explaining something called video interpolation and why it makes your movies look funny and give them the quote-unquote soap opera effect. And so they talk about how you can turn that off and how you can make your movies look more like movies and less like weird. Why does that look funny?
I feel like we talked about this earlier this year, maybe even last year.
We've talked about it before.
Yeah, because the industry started saying, hey, to TV manufacturers, why are the settings like this?
The Duffer Brothers, the guys that made Stranger Things, they were the ones earlier this year that made a big deal out of it. And they said they go through stores changing the settings on TVs because it bothers them so much. That
is dedication.
I love that. The idea of, like, let's say you're just at Target and you're looking at something and what you don't know is the guy screwing with the TV. He's one of the guys that made Stranger Things and he just can't stand the settings.
He can't. When you get a TV, you're supposed to play with the settings.
You are.
It's not just a straight out of the box, but a lot of people just leave it as it is.
This is going to sound ridiculous, but when did I get that TV? The 70-inch TV, was that April, May?
Sometime in the spring.
Okay. I feel like I have just now calibrated it to where I am.
It takes time.
It's right now I'm just like, nobody touch nothing.
And if you need help, you just go online, put in the model of your TV, and you'll see people who have done it before you, and they'll tell you what's the best calibration for it.
And they might even tell you, like, hey, depending on a bright room, you do this. On a dark room, you do this. But Tom Cruise is out there, Nikki, and he's spreading the word.
He wants to make sure that you know that when you get around to finally watching Mission Impossible Fallout, because it's a great movie, and I don't know why I can't watch it.
Can't watch it.
Just too busy for some reason.
Too much work, Nikki.
He wants to seem as young as possible in not a weird way.
That's fair.
Because he wants himself to look good.
Hey, it's real. I went to a friend's house a while ago and watched a movie, and I was like...
What's wrong with your TV?
I actually said, I was like, man, do you like this setting? He's like, yeah, I love this. It makes all these movies look... And I was just like, oh, gosh. All right, well, I can be quiet.
Why don't you go to the bathroom, and when you come back, I'm going to change all your settings.
I'm going to make your TV look right. What do you say?
He's just probably embarrassed.
No.
You like that setting?
he had been telling me about it over the phone, about how much he liked it. And I was like, well, I'll go see what it looks like. And then when he showed it to me, I was like, oh, gosh.
This setting.
This. It's cool.
Let me play you this Tom Cruise thing.
Tom has something to say to you, okay?
One of the only things left that isn't owned by Disney. The Riot on Radio U.
So Burger King, I guess they either just launched their app or they're putting another big push into their app for your phone. And between now and I believe it to be December 12th, they're going to sell you a Whopper for a penny.
Now, I saw, though, it involves McDonald's somehow, right?
Oh, my gosh, this is so great.
So it's not just like it's a penny.
No, it's not. So you got to have the app on your phone. And
the Burger King app?
You have to enable location services. And then you've got to go to a McDonald's. You have to be within 600 feet of a McDonald's. And then you place your Burger King order online.
And it can tell?
Well, if you have location services on your phone turned on, it'll kind of ping your GPS, see that you're close enough to a McDonald's.
And follow you for the rest of your life.
Well, then, of course, you want to shut it off.
The king will know where you're at all times.
You know what my thought was, though? It's like I kind of want to troll them. I want to go into the McDonald's, buy fries and a soda, and then go pick up my Whopper.
Because the fries and the soda are way better from McDonald's.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? The Burger King up here has got a freestyle machine now.
True, but the fries. I still like McDonald's fries more. You go there, you pick up what you want, you order your Whopper.
I don't disagree with you.
Then you go over to the Burger King and you can grab your Whopper for the sale price.
I wanted you know what we could do, though? We could do the other thing. I know it was Hudson and I that talked about this. We pull into the McDonald's parking lot. We go ahead, we order our Whopper for a penny. Then we go over to Wendy's. Wendy's has $1 fries.
Go there.
So we bring our $1 fries, our 1 penny Whopper, cup of water.
You're good?
Or wait, no, McDonald's has the $1 drinks.
There's the 3. You've gone to the 3.
We could do this for about, after tax on that soda, which is probably about 7 cents, we could do this whole thing for about $2.08.
Seems like a good lunch.
That's actually pretty good.
So my question was, are you allowed to do it often, or is it just does it know once you've done the one time on the order, is that it?
I'm going to take a stab and say that it's probably one time only, since it's going to lock into your app. But let me double check.
Quick,
I should have
check-sees.
I should have thought of that and done it.
If not, it seems like this could be something you could do until the 12th when the promotion ends.
Let's see. Order must be placed within 1 hour of unlocking the offer and picked up within 1 hour of placing the order. Offer valid 12/4 through 12/12. 1 redemption per customer.
There it is.
Cannot be combined with other coupons or special offers.
Well, there you go. You got a cheap lunch, guys.
$1?
A penny.
I'm sorry, a penny? A Whopper for a penny? That's...
And then remember, go to McDonald's, get the $1 drink, and then Wendy's for the $1 fries.
Let me tell you what. I'm doing this.
You are? Just when is the question.
I mean, maybe not today, but I've got a week. They said through 12/12. I've got a whole week to get a cheap Whopper.
And we can download an app and then delete it when we're done. We've done that many times. We're looking at you, McDonald's app.
Doing it all the time, man. No big deal.
Just selling our download for 1 hamburger.
Whatever.
I'm not so much mad about what they say. I'm mad that they think any of us want to hear it. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Hey, here's something that sucks. Are you ready? Remember how we were talking about that great Burger King promotion?
Yeah.
Here's an idea from corporate America that's not a great idea. Hulu and AT&T have hatched a little plan for next year. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You're sitting there. You're watching TV. You're watching TV with friends. You're streaming the latest, I don't know, whatever. And you decide to yourself, oh, I want to hear what you're saying and not miss out on the show, so I'll pause it. So you pause it, and then it just starts playing a commercial.
Hulu?
Yeah.
But even if you pay for they just can't help but do commercials.
I don't know.
It's the weirdest thing.
So think about this. They're saying that you're going to start getting ads. Now, it may not necessarily be, there may not be sound there.
Sure.
So it would be almost like a pop-up.
That makes more sense. It's annoying, but it makes more sense.
You're watching that documentary with all your friends on blah, 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 whatever, because, we all get together with friends and watch documentaries.
Basically, it wouldn't hold on the screen from the pause of what you're actually watching, but
get a
slide
ad.
kind of comes up, and that's like what you're going to be the commercial is going to be sent to you through.
That's right. So they were not specific about where you would see it, but Hulu definitely, though we don't know if ad-free Hulu will or will not include these. And then also they say it's likely that would happen on DirecTV Now. So if you're watching something and you pause it, boom, you're going to be looking at an ad.
Potentially an ad. That's okay,
So
Mom. I can blur
annoying.
my eyes. It's like, I'm not looking at it.
That's like when I'm watching football on Saturdays, I hit mute so I can't hear the commercials. Now I'm going to have to turn my TV off and hit the commercials. Pause.
And turn it off.
Turn the TV off.
You are dedicated.
You know what? Here's what I get frustrated when it comes to commercials. Someone sold me. That's what commercials are. Someone sold my eyes and ears. They didn't ask me if I was willing or if I wanted. I didn't opt in. I don't get any of the money. I'm paying for your TV service, and then you're selling me to someone else. No. If you're going to sell me, then it should be free.
Sure.
I shouldn't have to pay for it at all.
That's a sweeping change, though. I don't think they're ready to have.
It won't happen.
Of course.
I'm just telling you that people are selling my attention span with the hope of controlling my mind so that I will make purchases in the ways they want me to.
And in fact, you're watching football, but really football is just the choice that they've made to sell you the commercials. So.
That's exactly right. I mean, from what I know, I need to get a 401k, and everyone I know needs to get a car from me for Christmas.
With a big bow.
With a big bow on it.
That's what they're telling you. All right, well, in case you start seeing that happen, that's what that is.
Crazy. They say it won't start till next year, but this is their plan. Pretty soon, they're going to start selling ads. They'll have a little screen on your box that'll be like, hey, look, here's an ad right here. It's a scrolling ad. It's crazy. Drives me nuts.
Sound excited about it.
Just thinking about it, it's crazy.
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
Chief,
Coffee and contemplation.
And the riot. Obviously. Radio U.
I was honestly a bit surprised. All the fuss about Friends on Netflix. I've just never been that guy. Friends has never been a thing for me. I know a lot of people that do really like it. I know a lot of people that they either A, grew up on it, or B, they have watched it on Netflix and rediscovered it, or I guess they're discovering it for the first time.
Well, they're growing up watching it on Netflix there. It was
at a different
new.
time. Sure, that's right. So when Netflix said, hey, come January 1st, 2019, Friends is going to be gone from Netflix, the internet blew up, and then Netflix was like, guys...
Well, we're just teasing.
It's cool. We got it.
Well, the speculation is Warner Brothers will be having their own streaming service, and Warner Brothers owns Friends, and so that's not coming for a little bit later, but it was going to just be removed starting in January. But now the details on the deal to extend its life on Netflix has come out. And I don't know if this is confirmed or just what they think. Or
this is from the New York Times. So they're the ones that have done the footwork on this. They went to print with it. So can you believe the New York Times? I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, they're not the Wall Street Journal, but they're something. So the New York Times says that up until now, Netflix has been paying, and this is crazy, $30 million a year to license Friends from Warner and NBC. $30 million a year. And apparently the price went up, which is why Netflix was not willing. But when they came back and said, no, we're going to do it for another year, $100 million to license Friends for another year on Netflix.
And so that's one of the many things they have.
That's one show.
So how much do you think they spend? Do we know the numbers?
No.
Meaning, can we say that high of numbers?
No. The amount of money they're laying out for content. But the thing is, that's their whole business.
I know, and
that's everything.
They always talk about how they're kind of they're in the hole. They spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
But they also make a lot of money, but they spend a ton.
They do. I'll bet you, I don't even know if they are profitable.
I don't think they are in the sense of, they spend so much of the money, but most companies of their size are not technically profitable in the way that we think a company would have to be profitable to stay around.
It's crazy. And there it is, $100 million. And that's just for a year.
Just for the year.
My guess would be that when January 1st, 2020 shows up, I don't think they're going to pony up for that again.
Well, I think at that point is when the Warner Brothers stuff is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So it's not, would they be able to pay enough, but they don't want Netflix to have it then.
So this says Friends is going to be will start streaming on AT&T's new site. I don't know what that is. Like, is AT&T having a streaming service that I don't know about?
Everybody has one.
Well, because, I mean, there's DirecTV now, but I don't know, whatever. You know what? You're right. What am I saying?
Everybody has something. I wonder how much the people who were in Friends, how much do they get?
Well, I really hope that. Okay, that's a whole
compared
other
to Warner
interesting
Brothers.
thing.
Like, how much did the actual players in the show?
Well, and that's what there was a writer's strike a couple of years ago, and that was basically about writers getting no money for streaming rights, like none of the back end stuff. That was the fight that the Seinfeld cast had with Seinfeld, and that was the fight that. There's another one that was high profile, but it came down to like when actors negotiated their rights and their payments, streaming wasn't a thing. And so companies were like, well, yeah, you get syndication money, but you're not going to get money from streaming. And they're like, this isn't syndication. They're like, no, it's not. And
now they had to update a lot of those rules.
Yeah. And Drew has an excellent point. Sounds like prices are going up again.
And doesn't it?
You know what? I don't want to pay for your Friends.
You didn't want to watch it. Why do you get an increase then?
Where were you guys when 30 Rock left? Oh, I was the only one that cared.
The Riot was this close from becoming the absolute worst morning show in radio. Yep, they can't even win at losing. It's the worst of The Riot on RadioU.
I do want to give you a little bit of a warning. Nicki and I are about to have a very frank discussion regarding Christmas, and as a result, if there are any sensitive ears,
just turn.
You may want to have them back away. Because there's something that has happened at Cedar Hill School in Montville, and parents are outraged about a first grade substitute teacher.
What'd the substitute teacher do?
All right, listen, real talk, spoilers. 3, 2, 1. So the first grade substitute teacher told all the kids that Santa wasn't real.
The lies! The lies!
That's not the only lie that the first grade substitute teacher told.
That's not the teacher's place to step in on substitution day. You're supposed to not do anything.
The substitute also told them that elves, reindeer, the tooth fairy, the Easter bunny, and leprechauns, also not real.
What, are you talking about unicorns? Like, you want to throw everything in there?
I do not see unicorns here, Nikki.
What a mean, is it a man or a... Is it a mean man?
I don't actually know. Actually, the teacher, let's see, blah, 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 school, no. Nope, it was a woman.
That mean woman.
Yep, it was a woman that
got a power trip.
Felt like it was her job to debunk this.
Because of substitution day.
Yeah, and I got to tell you what, Nikki, that sub, I love this so much. First grade parents were outraged at the lies.
It's
the lies.
So close to Christmas.
And so, man, straight up, the superintendent sent an email, and they're just like, yeah, that sub has been fired.
Sure.
She's never teaching here again.
And I'd be worried if the parents found out where the sub was, that they'd have to go and have a conversation with her.
Yeah, it's a tough one, right? Like, man, just think about the lies they're spreading in schools. All right, those government factories cranking out all this stuff, and now they're lying to kids about the Easter bunny.
Poor kids.
Unbelievable.
Poor kids.
Yeah, so that didn't go really well.
What a lovely day at school. Coming home, telling you, like, what did you learn today?
Why are you so upset? I can't talk right now. I can't. Mama, Santa's dead. He's
Can we have pizza for dinner? I need something. You okay there?
I'm not, because I really like that you immediately went to pizza for dinner.
Hey, you gotta cope with it somehow, right?
Well, now I know how you cope with the rough day. Guys, we're getting pizza, okay?
Okay, that's what we're doing. We're having an order. No one's having anything else besides pizza for dinner.
Tell you something else, for dessert, I'm having a substitute teacher.
Because they were bad.
Delicious. So, yeah, that person is now fired. So just a heads up, I know lots of people that, they'll sub, like, just to pick up some extra money.
Do you have to go to teaching school?
Nope.
Or, can you just be anyone?
As far as I know, like, you don't have to have an ed certificate for it. You can sub. Now, of course, this is going to vary from state to state, district to district, whatever. But as I understand it, in most districts, you basically just have to have a college degree.
That's all you need?
And you can come in and sub. Now, again, that's going to be different, but I know in a particular local district where I live.
You don't have to be too smart. All you have to do is just be a little bit above what class you're teaching.
Just enough to say, shut up and read page 47.
Oh, and all this is fake.
And by the way, Santa's not real.
Terrible
Merry
person.
Christmas.
Terrible person. What a grumpy person.
Well, you know how it is. Oh, and I have a friend who is a teacher that says, and you have to pass a background check. Well, I was hoping that was true, but I didn't want to speak up.
You're listening to the worst of the riot.
Today sucks.
Radio U.
So yesterday, Urban Meyer announced his retirement from the Ohio State University football program.
So no more coaching after the last game.
I have been surprisingly emotional about this, and I don't mean that I've been crying.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Strong men also cry.
It's fine.
Strong men also cry.
You can cry with football
Are you surprised
stuff?
by my tears, sir? But you know what? I've seen different coaches kind of come and go a couple times, and there's just something about this where I'm just like, no.
Well, you're a fan.
No.
And when you look, because
don't.
they keep showing you like his records. And when you look at
He's been
it.
so good for Ohio State.
I think that's where the tears are really coming from, because you're like, wait a minute, he's been a really good coach. And then you got to start from zero.
And look, I don't know behind the scenes, blah, 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 whatever. I don't know. I just know that watching Coach Meyer, he was like that guy where it's like, when I saw Coach Meyer, like, it's going to be all right, guys. It's going to be all right.
Can't be that bad.
Urban's here. It's going to be all right. He's going to fix it, okay? Urban's going to fix it.
Not anymore.
And he's not going to be there anymore, Nikki. What am I supposed to do?
Do you think that'll change your... Because you always love college football.
I'm still going to be... Listen, here's the thing is, like, in my mommy's belly, my mom was screaming like a fool for Ohio State. So, I mean, like, it's imprinted deep
Family learned.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's over. And it's funny. I listen to some people who are like, my parents neglected me for football. Man, my parents like, you get in here and watch football. We're doing it together. Shut up and sit down. If you want to talk, you cheer for Ohio State. And that's how we communicated love to each other.
That's it.
So, I mean, like, my family gets together and watches Ohio State.
Did you talk to your mom? I was actually thinking like, oh no, what about Obi's mom?
Okay, my mom and I talked briefly yesterday, but I don't feel like we got a chance to really talk about it.
Not too deep into it.
But I thought the same thing. It's like, man, my mom, now I've been texting with my uncles. We got a group text that we're, talking about it.
Well, here
dealing
comes
with it.
That aside, because people kind of knew, okay, the retirement thing was coming.
Yeah.
But then people are now like, the retirement from what? And then to lead into what? So there's so much speculation. Who knows what he's going to do? But we were talking off air yesterday. That guy must have so much money. He doesn't need to do anything.
No, he doesn't need to coach.
Because we could have been like, oh, yeah, we're done now. But some people love the game so much.
That's the thing. Boy, wouldn't that be great if it was a thing? But, like, it would be a fascinating thing. Though, to a certain extent, we do experience this, but on the other side, if you could divorce work from money. So, like, Nikki and I work for Radio U, and the only way we could work for Radio U is if we were not overly concerned with the paycheck.
Sure. That's not why none of us does. Right. We don't do that for that.
But then you look at somebody like Urban Meyer, who he's made so much money that he also doesn't really take a job for a paycheck. But that's because he has so much. Nikki and I are on principle. He's on principle, too,
and
but it's
money.
completely different.
Sure. So I don't know if he has, like, he can't just quit the game. He's going to go coach somewhere, something else.
He could.
Or what?
Some people have speculated he'll become an athletic director.
Mm-hmm.
Other people have speculated that he's headed to Notre Dame.
Sure.
He'll take a year off and go to Notre Dame.
And some NFL team, they kept saying, too.
Yeah,
I know where I'd be headed.
I'd hate to see him in the NFL.
It's an island that I now own.
He'll undoubtedly take a year off.
Sure, yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, the health concerns thing, like some people are saying they're leaning on that too heavily as a public relations tool, but it's real. Like, his health concerns were real. You don't see him on his knees on the sideline because he's praying. Like, his head hurts, okay? So I get that.
And, like for us, if you go anywhere, you have to wait so long. So
Right.
maybe he has part of his clause.
Like a non-compete?
Yeah, he has to wait for so long.
That could be, oh man, wouldn't it be great to just take a whole year off? Can you even, like, we don't even understand that.
Where's your Christmas music on that one?
We like
That's the holiday
hey,
spirit.
listen, would you like to just take a year?
Yes, I would. I'd even go to the North Pole for that. I'd go
Just take a
someplace
year.
cold.
I would go. Oh, you do all of it. Like you go cold for a while, then you go warm for a while.
Like,
then you'd be
where's
like,
she
you know
at?
what? We should go cold again.
What was that old thing? Where in the world?
Where in the world is Nicki?
A whole thing.
She's in San Diego.
Like, congratulations on the retirement.
But see, again, he's had that the whole time. Like, you and I, the thing that keeps us from traveling is money. That hasn't been an issue for him for like 20 years.
True.
He could go where he could right now go wherever he wants. But Nikki, you know where he's wanted to be? Ohio State.
in the game.
Think about that.
And that's over.
He's been going where he wants. It's weird. That would be like, you're like, you know what? I could travel anywhere, but where I want to be is Walmart. I want to be a cashier. All right? I want to be a greeter. I'm doing this because it's what I want to do.
For the love of the game.
For the love of the checkout.
Recycling paper is like planting a tree. Recycling the riot is like burning down the rainforest.
We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Here's an idea that I wrestle with. I think I'll probably be wrestling with it my entire life. Simple. Jesus said that we're supposed to talk to God like he's our dad. Straight up, dad. In fact, he goes as far as like you could call him daddy, which I'm just like, well, wait a minute. A little too old to be using the word daddy, don't you think?
But meaning a really super close relationship.
Close. The kind of close where, like, if God had a house, you'd walk in and we're like, you got to get dressed up. You'd walk in, put your jammies on and grab something out of the fridge and put your feet up on the couch.
And not even have to ask.
You wouldn't even think about asking. You wouldn't do that. Like, that's the kind of close friendship. And you know what? Sometimes I don't buy it. Sometimes I don't trust God. Sometimes he's saying, hey, I want to be your dad. I want to take care of things. You can trust me. And I'm like, I can't trust you. Look at, what do you know? I can't. I won't. And the invitation constantly is to have that kind of a relationship with God, past friendship to family. I talk about God sometimes like he wants to be your friend. He doesn't really want to be a friend. He wants to be family. He doesn't just want to be family. He wants to be immediate family, the kind of family that lives with you all the time.
But like in a good way.
But in a good way. When I say dad, maybe your idea is a dad who abandoned you. Maybe your idea is a dad that was really hard on you and was really mean. A dad who was distant. Nope, this is going to be a dad like you've never experienced. Or maybe you have. Like maybe you've had a great relationship with your dad. And I don't know. But I know this. I know that that's the invitation. That God is saying to us, I want to be a dad to you. Will you let me do that? And you know what? Again, like I said, it's something that I feel like some days I get it, some days I don't. But I know this, that even in my own life, as I've been talking to God, instead of referring to him as God, Lord, whatever, I've been trying to say, all right, Father, and sometimes Dad. It's hard and a little weird, but that's what he says. Like that's the kind of relationship he wants to have for us, with us. And so I'm not saying I've got it all figured out, but I know I'm experiencing it a little bit at a time, day by day. And there's something really awesome about it. And I'm talking to you about it because I think that this awesome thing that I've got going on is something you could have going on if you want it. If you want to let God in, whether you've had the best relationship with your dad, an okay one, a not so good one, whatever, God wants to show you what it's like to have a dad in your life loving you. Just say, Jesus, I want that. I want you to come into my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. You know what? God, I'm inviting you to be my dad. And I'm not sure about it, but I'm willing to start it. Let's get there. And you know what? Talk to God the way you would talk to what you imagine would be a good dad. What's going on in your life? What is it that you're not sure about? Take a minute. Talk to him about it. It doesn't have to be all negative, too. I mean, you could just talk about what a great time you had at the gym this morning because you got up so early to work out. High five. You didn't do that. It's just an example.
That's
It's just
fine.
an example.
That's fine.
When life is this good, you don't need a vacation. So, get back to work. It's The Riot on Radio U.
So earlier this year, I got a 4K TV. And admittedly, even myself, I'm just like, shut up about the 4K. Nobody cares. But you know what, Nikki? I got stats.
Stacks for days?
I got stats.
Oh, stats.
Statistics.
Stats for days?
I want you to know that while it is true that more and more people are not buying discs, Blu-rays and such, I want you to know there's a little place where that's not true.
And 4K stuff?
4K content is selling like hotcakes.
So wait, not the digital content, because I buy 4K stuff, but it's always just digital.
Both.
But you mean they're buying the discs?
Both. So 60 sales of 4K Blu-rays are up 68%.
Wonder why? Well, I guess it's still the
People
new product.
Like me.
Well, yeah, you could be the main one on this.
I might be the one that's made that trend change. I started buying them this year.
He's the whole study right there.
I'm the market because, to be clear, I don't have how many they've sold, just the percentage increase.
Yeah, and that's you.
This year, they have sold 68% more than they did last year.
Well, yes, because I think they're selling like 68% more 4K TVs, so that would lead to the increase in the product that you would need to be able to enjoy on the TV.
And as far as 4K content, like buying digitally, that's way up, like even higher. I don't have it's over 100% more this year than what it was last year.
I've never bought a 4K disc, but I have tons of 4K content that I've bought digitally.
Well, my thing has been, I have bought discs, but
you like the sound.
I do. And you get a consistent picture quality that you can't guarantee through a streaming service, et cetera, et cetera. But, that's on
the other side.
We almost fell all the way into nerd talk there.
It's fine.
But they say that the disc sales are pushing the digital sales as well, because what do you get when you buy the disc? You get a digital copy.
It's hard. Sometimes I'll watch something, especially Amazon, or Netflix, if it's the ultra 4K stuff.
Yeah.
You're sitting there and you're like, I think it looks good.
I can tell.
Not everything.
Things.
Some things you can, some things you can't.
Here's what I'll tell you. I have a 55-inch 4K TV upstairs and a 70-inch one downstairs, which I feel like makes me sound ridiculous, but let's be clear.
That's not anymore. They're not ridiculous.
I bought open box.
No, I bought the no box. Both
of them were no box.
You get them cheaper
at Costco, and they were like. So anyway, on the 55-inch TV, the 4K stuff is pretty hard to spot. On the 70-inch TV, you can absolutely tell the difference.
Plus, that's downstairs in a controlled lighting environment, and I think that helps.
Also true.
Yeah, because mine's in the living room where the windows are, and I think it just makes it a little difficult.
The other thing is, I feel like my 55-inch TV, I don't feel like the HDR really works very well on that TV, but on the downstairs one, it absolutely works
better.
And so it makes a difference. But I just wanted to put this out there because I feel like there are many people both listening and perhaps in this room that feel like my embracing of a new format is probably, what's the point, really? I'm not alone. Now, just because I'm not alone doesn't mean I'm not making poor choices. People make poor choices in groups all the time. All the time. It happens all the time.
Does it make you feel better to know you're in a group setting?
Yeah, between that and the Reddit forums I've joined, I'm feeling great.
No one's there to tell you no.
I'm feeling great about myself.
You have to watch the Reddit forums. You got to surround yourself for people that
hate what you do?
Well, don't do that. So then that way they can be the other voice on the other shoulder to tell you no.
I'm looking for the company of yes men and women.
Worst of the Riot, not enough? Not enough. Check the blog and all things Riot at riot.radiou.com.
So, let's talk about New Year's resolutions. It's time to make one.
I guess it is time to start thinking about it.
I don't want us to wait till New Year, all right? I want us to go ahead and get the jump right now.
Why?
I want us to resolve to put lasagna on our pizza.
Done.
We're doing it.
Okay.
We are doing it. I saw a commercial last night for a local pizza joint that is doing a lasagna pizza. And when I saw it, I don't really like lasagna that much. Like, if somebody makes it, I'll eat it. It's good.
Yeah.
But I seldom, if ever, think, oh, I'd like some lasagna. But when I saw this commercial last night, I was like, I need
You need this?
that.
Well, it makes me remember I used to like this old show called King of Queens, and they had this episode where it was just about all these different fast food places and like it's made out of pizza now and you do this and you do that and you're just combining all these foods. And so it feels very gimmicky. But if you like lasagna and you like pizza, this is the perfect gimmick for you.
Well, I saw the commercial for the local place, and it looks like maybe they're just responding
to a national. I guess if you think of Little Caesars as national.
Mm-hmm. Little Caesars is now offering, or at least they appear to be offering, a lasagna pizza. Depending on where you live, it's just starting to pop up in different places. So somebody on Reddit found it in Georgia. Then
Ohio.
We've got people that have seen it in West Virginia and in Ohio.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to find out if they have it, they say basically you look online and you'll see if you can order it there. But it comes topped with mini pasta ribbons, meaty marinara, sausage, and a blend of mozzarella, Munster, and ricotta cheese. And then it's surrounded with a toasted Parmesan breadcrumb crust. And that's at Little Caesars.
Oh, friend.
Does that look good to you?
Does it not look good to you?
No offense. You ready for the no offense? You ready?
No offense means I'm about to offend you, but go ahead.
The train is pulling into the station, but me and Little Caesars haven't had a really good relationship.
Okay, that's
gotten very
fair.
sick. I was disappointed in the pretzel crust. And
that was terrible.
Anytime I go there, it looks okay, and I know it's dirt cheap. But I feel like it might, at least in our area, it might be too cheap.
I will tell you that it's $9 for this pizza.
That's not cheap, though.
That's not. Because, I mean, when I go to Little Caesars, I'm basically saying I give up. I can't compete.
Like cardboard.
I'm broke. Here's my $5. Give me something that kind of resembles a pizza. Right. But that being said, while the Little Caesars version of this is iffy, again, it's a local chain where I live, Massey's. I saw their thing for their lasagna pizza.
Oh, they're doing it?
Yes. And I'll just...
Whenever you guys go there, you smell like pizza. Well, their pizza.
Pizza smells like pizza?
No,
Come
you
on,
guys
Nikki.
smell.
Come on.
Anytime you go to their pizza buffet.
Well, this would not be on the buffet. I would probably have to order
It's a
this
custom
pizza.
one, yeah.
And you're going to pay more. I'll bet theirs is twice as much.
Sure.
I haven't looked at the price, but I'm speculating.
Also makes me just want to get mac and cheese pizza again. I miss that.
Well, okay, what about the one place where we got it? Was theirs any good?
Which one?
The make your own?
No, I never went when they had the mac and cheese pizza.
You never had
No,
it.
I didn't make it in time.
Man, sometimes it's hard to get your stomach to match up with local promotions.
True, because they change their pizzas like every month.
Yeah.
And it was just too much. Can't tell me when.
They're
trying to, but I'll just miss out on it.
Dude, has anybody, I'll tell you what, text us, 877-2-RADIO-U. I would love to know if anyone has had this pizza, whether it's Little Caesars or somewhere else, a lasagna pizza. Because, man, I got to tell you.
Pasta sounds good. An Italian thing?
Yeah. I'm just hungry right now, so most things are sounding good, but this seems especially good to me, okay?
Friends by Friends Coke Freestyle Machines. We're all friends, right? It's the Riot on Radio U.
I'm reading a good, and I'm going to say timely article here about Christmas and gift exchanges. And what do you do when you don't really have the money
to give a gift?
To give the gifts. And so this, again, article, their idea, and I like this, is first off, you look at your budget. How much money do you have? And then you decide, hey, I can't spend more than X amount of dollars. And then it's time for you to figure out, okay, what can I do? So I love this. They say if you're part of any kind of a group, whether it's your office or a class or whatever it is, you're in a group that wants to do a gift exchange, they say you absolutely need to work, quote unquote, Secret Santa. And so the idea is that way you're only buying one gift instead of the expectation that you're buying a gift for a lot of people.
Sure.
And what I thought was really interesting about this is they say the closer that you are to friends and family members, they're some of the people that you should cut first because they're the ones that will be the most understanding about not receiving a gift.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the argument could go the other way. No. Friends and family are who you buy for. Tell the people at work or whatever to stuff it. Like, no, I'm not getting you anything. Forget it.
It depends on your work environment and everything. We, like my family has decided we're actually going to not do presents because for some, it feels like the closer you are to them, it's just back and forth. Like you're literally not, having to think about an actual gift for somebody. You're just exchanging some sort of dollar amount. So then you have the stress of finding it, spending the money and everything. Why not, do a nice meal or spend a little bit of money towards that and have some more memories instead of just something else?
Yeah, no, it's tough. Like, I have less money this year for Christmas than I've had in forever. Like, I'm sweating Christmas hard this year because I'm just like, man, I don't even know. And I think the argument could be made. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I just spent my birthday money on a bunch of things, and I almost was like, you know what, I'm just going to take my birthday money and buy people gifts with it. And I got a rather stern talking to from my mom and a couple of other family members that were like, we didn't give you gifts just so you could give gifts to other people. Like, you freaking buy yourself some presents. And I'm like, well, that's fine, but that means you don't get anything for Christmas, right?
And they're fine with it.
Are you
if you tell someone that, I think they're fine with it. Deep down, everybody wants Christmas to kind of back off a little bit.
Yeah. So they say one of the best things you can do is, like, just early on, just be honest and consider, and just say people like, hey, this is actually a great line. This would be worth writing down. You want to halt the presents, not the relationship.
Sure.
So the idea is like, hey, me not getting you something for Christmas is a reflection on my current financial state and not my feelings for you as a person.
So if you're honest, instead of just not giving them a gift and maybe they just wonder.
Right. So that way you can just say, hey, heads up, I can't do that. That works. So you know what?
All done.
Be willing to reach out and say, hey, and I've got a few people in my life I just said like, hey, I'm getting you something, but let's be clear, it's little.
If not, just start looking on Pinterest. You're like, remember Pinterest?
Hey, look, I got some construction paper and I made you this.
I made you a card.
And Merry Christmas.
And it's got pipe cleaners on it.
It's nice.
And glitter and stickers.
With virtual reality, the possibilities are endless. It gives us the ability to live out any of our wildest dreams. So maybe we can use it to pretend the riot doesn't exist. The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, how much time you think you're spending with your phone these days?
I don't spend as much, and I only know this with that one update that told you, like, oh, here's how much screen time you've been doing. Mm-hmm. So it's not quite as much as I thought I was, but it really depends on, like, if I'm watching a show or a movie or if I'm racking up more time.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm reading here an article by a behavioral scientist who says, listen, I can help you cut down on your screen time, your phone addiction, your problem.
If they want to call it that.
If they want to call it that. So they say that, and again, you do with this what you will, but some research recently has said that, hey, 50% of smartphone users are literally addicted to their phone.
Sure.
Like, they have to have their phone. So this guy says that one of the first things you got to do is set a goal where you're going to decide, like, okay, that I'm going to reduce my smartphone use by blank amount.
So like, pick an area of it?
20%, 10%, whatever.
Well, I know, like, if you're getting close to say, a certain resolution holiday time of the year, a lot of people will try to back it down and not be on their phone as much. So maybe Facebook is like your thing, like way too much your thing. Well, then you would set a goal. I'm only going to spend such amount of time on Facebook.
So one of the other things, and I like this one, is having certain rooms in your house or your apartment that is a default no screen room.
Sure.
So, for example, this one was like, if
no phone zone.
No phone in the dining room. So, like, if you go into the dining room, you have to put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and you walk in there, you cannot use your phone in that room. I kind of like that one. For me, it's a day. I have I guess I can still use my phone, but I basically have a no social media Saturday where I try to, it's more a rule than a law, but I try to take a whole day off from social media just because there should be days and times in life where there's no audience at all.
I think that's why you have to be realistic, because, like, I'm not addicted to my phone. Like, I just can't put it down because I got to make phone calls, like, that's not what we are. We're addicted to what you're adding onto your phone. So find the root of the problem and then start working around it. Mm-hmm. It's not the phone itself.
So the other example that they give is buying an app that will force you to be monitoring your screen time, aka you would literally say, like, okay, today I can use this app for 20 minutes,
and that's it.
And there are apps that you can get that will literally shut down and say, okay, you've used your time. You can't use this app anymore. Of course, you can then just go and delete that app. And
I don't know if that's the best approach, but it's fine. If you want to start off with that, but
I think it would just depend for you on one, is your phone a problem? And you might ask your friends rather than asking yourself, because the people around you might have a better idea.
If you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you need to ask them too.
Ask them if they think your phone is a problem. Oh, wait a minute.
My phone's not a problem. Are you saying that like you're looking at me? My phone is not a problem.
Nope. I just saw it. Did anybody else hear it? I heard it and saw it.
No, you're hearing nothing.
I am hearing something.
I'm hearing your tone.
You don't have a problem, but Eric does.
Oh, no. Well, that Strike Force game, what's up with that game, guys? What's up with Strike Force? That thing's killer.
See?
Okay, so maybe, yeah.
So you recommend it? It's a killer app?
Guys, and Strike Force is just, I hate that game. And there's one other game, too. I forget its name. But, yeah, he's clocking a few more hours on there than he used to be. And it's from that app.
Mm-hmm. So
okay.
I think Nicki all of a sudden, I don't have a problem.
Someone's like, what game was that?
I know everyone else who does.
No, it's good to just be aware.
I actually think it is, because I will say at times I think we got to, not to be the boring guy in the room, but I think you got to put your phone away, because if you want to be creative, you almost need a little bit of boredom in your life. You need some space in which you can be bored, or your mind has a chance to wander, because if you're constantly stimulating your mind, you're only thinking about what other people are telling you to think about.
Now, I promise you this song was planned. This is not me sending words of wisdom or my worries that I can't quit.
I think it was meant to be, Nicki.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
I'll put on a diaper and take a picture of a baby in a diaper